Today I'm making a video in support of Creators for Peace to support UNICEF and children fleeing Ukraine. Today we'll be making the Ukrainian flag for use as Christmas ornaments and as a garland. First thing we need to make is the pattern pieces so that we can cut these out at the correct size. Flags are a proportion of either 2x3 or 3x5. And for the Ukrainian flag, it's blue on the top, yellow on the bottom, or if it's hanging horizontally, blue on the left, yellow on the right. 2x3. Let's do the big one first, so 2x6. First, we'll do the 3x5, recommending not having fix on because the invisible thread likes to bird nest. And since it's not closing, it doesn't really need the extra strengthening anyways. This will have the 1/4 inch seams. You want to flatten out the middle seam. It's best if you iron it. Then we'll just fold over every single edge 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be exact unless that's your thing. I just try and make it close. And I have found that pinning just the corners works out fine. Okay, last pin. And pop. Can't really. No. Okay, take a look-see. Not too bad. And since the blue is on the left, we will flip it over on the top here, 1/4 inch-ish. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now we can just, got that. I was gonna do that and I forgot again. Well, I could just cut it, I don't care. So I sewed this down, but then I remembered what I made the mistake on with the other. I'd rather go ahead and put the ribbon to hang it up with before I sew it down. That way I can sew it down with my sewing machine. It's pretty close to even. Okay. It's like fishing wire, it just curls up like crazy. Okay, let's just cut off the extra and then we'll sew it down. So I finished the flag and it has a space to put something up here. So what I decided to do, I'll just put in a piece of metal to help hold it out. Whee! And then I just and then we can, actually before I do that, I decided I was going to use this as the loop. Just a regular GIMP ribbon. Let's find the midway point. It's just like right about there. I'm going to pin it because my disappearing ink is not working on this blue fabric. Sew this on. I don't know. I kind of wish I'd sewn it on before I flipped it over. Maybe I'll hand sew that. That might be worth hand sewing. I don't know if this is my best plan. Okay, we sewed the ornament holder on, and we just need to put the piece of metal in there. So that way when it's hanging, it will stay straight. Now I will just do a quick little sew through on each end so that the metal doesn't come out. And just cut off all the extra. So the blue's on the top because it's the blue sky with the yellow sunflower field. Next, the small one. Just sew the two pieces together. Okay, so then we flatten it out. This will be the top, folding it up and folding it again. Recommend pins for the corners. And we keep folding it all up. Okay, once we have it pinned, go ahead and start. And there we go. So we'll just fold over the top, about 1/4 inch. So here are the 3, and of course for a garland you want to make more than 3, but for this video I've made 3. You can use string, you could use that small beading, or you can use this small ribbon. This is a bookbinder needle. Don't be like me and totally not pay attention to the fact that you've put one direction and the other. I couldn't find my string, so I used a shoelace, but you can get the idea. And if it's thick enough string, you don't have to worry about the flag sliding all around. But if you use a thinner string, you can either do knots, or a teensy bit of glue, or even just a quick stitch. And I would say for a garland, you'd probably need at least a dozen, and you'd space them out maybe 8 to 20 inches, depending on your tree and decorations and all that. Okay, so here's the options that you can make. And I will say that I did get better as I went along. So if you do make this one, then you know to keep your worst ones sort of towards the end. That might hit the back of the tree. And the other thing you can do is alternate. And because I made these pretty tight, it stays fairly well on the ribbon. It moves, but not easily. On this one though, you have to actually try and move them. These two are ironed and this one is clearly not. You can tell it's worth it to iron it. And this one, I had to do a little extra side sews. This one I sewed before I flipped it over, which made it slightly easier. And if I could have, I would have sewn this down before flipping it over. But these were all basically made the same. A blue, a yellow, sewn together. The outside sewn 1/4 inch. And then fold over the top. Because if I wanted, I could put something through here. I could put like a piece of wood and tie the ribbon on it and then have it hanging. But for an ornament, it works probably better with just a piece of ribbon. I hope you enjoyed this. Please consider donating to UNICEF through the Creators for Peace. Thank you.